Peace, peace, peace. How's everybody feeling? Roll me up a few L's. Now, I put together an ebook for everybody. I will get started shortly. As you can see on the screen, let me pull it up. Let me see what y'all are seeing. $25 on the Cash App. $25 on the Cash App. My apologies. I'm trying to the Don Kilam on the Facebook. Now, so this ebook is called Secure Party Credit in Commercial Bonds, and everybody should have access to bonds and their creditors, the commercial hidden process. This goes along with that. With the things that I think that you need, all right? Now, on my screen. Like I said, the ebook, bonds, and the creditors, the hidden commercial process. This book goes along with that, all right? These are the things that if you begin to understand, then you can go to the next step. All right? And you can, I'm giving this for $25 donation. Now this other ebook that I'm talking about, let me see if I can pull it up for you guys. I was just looking at it. Bonds, creditors and their bonds, the hidden commercial process right here. This is what that ebook looks like. And this, it's 47 pages. This, you can pretty much get this free. If you need it and you get this book, I make sure you get both of these together. All right? I make sure you get both of these together. But we're going over this one right here. So, the Cash App is the Don Kilam. THEDONKILAM. All right. Had to do a sound check. I appreciate everybody tuned in. This is not legal advice. This is for educational and informational purposes only. If you find this information valuable, leave a donation. If you think you need competent counsel, I'm not an attorney or a tax expert, okay? Again, this is for educational and informational purposes only, in hopes that you'll make a better choice in life, all right? Secure party credit and commercial bonds, the commercial court process. Don Kalam, a detailed guide of the hidden tricks and traps of the court, utilizing letters, affidavits, and GSA bonds. And I started off like this. Now you gotta understand. Anybody that says it's their information is totally incorrect. We have to learn from somewhere, right? So U.S. citizens, federal citizens, are foreign to the several states and subjects of the federal United States, state of New Columbia, District of Columbia. Attorneys are considered foreign agents under the Foreign Agents Registration Act, FARA, and are subjects of the Bar Association. Government is foreclosed from parity with real people. Supreme Court of the United States, 1795. Inasmuch as every government is an official person, an abstract and creature of the mind, only a government can interface only with other artificial persons. The imaginary, having neither actuality nor substance, is foreclosed from creating and obtaining parity with the tangible. The legal manifestations of this is that no government, as well as any law, agency, aspect, court, etc., can concern itself with anything other than corporate artificial persons and contracts between them. And that's a Supreme Court decision as well, which are called stare decisis. An attorney for the plaintiff cannot admit evidence into the court. He is either an attorney or a witness. Trenzi versus Pegliano. Understand that. An attorney for the plaintiff cannot admit evidence into the court. He is either an attorney or a witness. No instruction was asked, but as we have said, the judge told the jury that they were to regard only the evidence admitted by him, not statements of counsel. And I put a lot of case law, stare decisis in there, pretty much to get you on anything. And then the second page right here breaks down why we are utilizing these bonds. United States means a federal corporation. Period. All crimes are commercial. Everything's commercial. 27 CFR 7211. It's right there. lawcornell.edu. All right. How to beat criminal charges in admiralty law. Case on point. Judge, bail is set at $50,000. Judge the bailiff. Next case. Bailiff People versus Smith in uppercase letters. The charges are 2 counts of operating houses of ill repute, count of armed robbery, counts of murder in the first degree, counts of indecent exposure while dancing in the rain, and 3 counts of bigamy. Judge, he sees a straw man named Smith in his file, and that's how he's addressing him. State your name. The accused, Smith, Your Honor, I'll be glad to state my name if you could show me any presentments with my name on it for me to accept. Judge, accept? What are you talking about? The accused, Smith, the court is looking for an acceptor as the principal has the primary obligation to pay or discharge any instrument presented for acceptance. See acceptance under UCC Code 3-410. Judge, Mr. You are accused of some very serious crimes. Now, how do you plead? The accused, Smith, I will plead guilty to the facts but not the crime. But first, I need to make sure there is an acceptance bond. What do you want a bond for? The judge asked. The accused, whoever filed the complaint is making a claim on me and in the jurisdiction of admiralty. You cannot make a claim unless you bond your claim. Judge, well, what about the prosecutor? Prosecutor, I'm not sure about that. No bond. The accused, what about a bid bond? Do you have the bid bond? Judge, what's that? The accused, because the bid bond is what gets them filed out if the defendant or accused does not close, settle, pay, or discharge the claim he defaults or dishonors the court. The bid bond, performance bond, and payment bond get sold to the U.S. District Court, where these bonds are bought up by insurance companies and then sold on the open market, mainly to the Japanese and Chinese, which becomes the primary collateral source of our economy. Judge, that bid bond acting as if he had forgot about that. Prosecutor, judge, this is ridiculous. This man is charged with multiple counts of crimes and the state is asking for the max. The judge, what about, sir? The accused, Smith, your honor, is this a tort action or a commercial crime? If it's tort, then where is the injured party? If it's commercial crime, then where is the contract? Prosecutor, your honor, this is an outrage. This guy is accused of murder. Judge, no, he is not. Prosecutor, you have no claim against him. It isn't his responsibility to bond your claims. Sir, you're free to go. A bid bond. Under $100K. Application. The bond guarantees that if bid or principal is low, they will enter into a contract and file a performance bond. Bid bond over $100K. Application. This bond guarantees that if bid or principal is low, they will enter into a contract and file a performance bond. Payment and performance bond. Payment bond under $100K. Application. A payment bond is given by a contractor to guarantee payment, subject to the bond terms for which he or she is obligated to perform under the contract. The liability may be contained in the performance bond, in which case a separate labor or material bond, payment bond, is not issued. Payment bond under $100K. Application. A payment bond is given by a contractor to guarantee payment, subject to the bond terms for which he or she is obligated to perform under the contract. The liability may be contained in the performance bond, in which case a separate labor and material bond, payment bond, is not issued. Performance bond under $100K. Application. The contract performance bond is given by a contractor to an owner that guarantees that they will faithfully perform the terms and conditions of a written contract. Performance bond under $100K. Application. The contract performance bond is given by a contractor to an owner that guarantees that they will faithfully perform the terms and conditions of the written contract. Now, admiralty bond. Application. Miscellaneous and personal finance. Court bonds are filed in connection with litigation under maritime law. Now, this is right here is covered from Gene Keaton, okay? Form 12474-A, a revocation of certificate of release of federal tax lien. Here's how you get rid of a lien. Optional Form 90, release of lien on real property. Put down your social security number for contract number. You've got to do a UCC1 before you do this warrant. Optional Form 90, prescribed by GSA. All right. I'm breaking down all the GSA forms. All right, we're gonna come back to page 8. I'm gonna show you all these forms are in here. All right, so it breaks it down for you. This is optional form 90, 91, 1414, GSA form 1414, 1416. 1418, Standard Form 24, Standard Form 25, Standard Form 25A, Standard Form 28. Alright, let's go back to page 8. Comes with pictures, y'all. Comes with pictures. Now, Form 90 is releasing the lien on your real property. And under 48 CFR, bonds, you're the authorized representative for the straw man. That's the form for getting out of jail, getting out of prison. When you release the lien, and you have the authority to do that. Why? Because you're the principal and you're the authorized representative for the straw man, but you got to do the UCC-1 first. They've got a lien on you. Anytime that they put somebody in prison, they have a lien on you. After whereas, put the straw man name that that is social security number, put it in the county recorder's office. You can get somebody out of prison that's been there for 20 years. It's all commercial. Put them on your UCC-1. But you got to understand how to create your holding companies correctly. Or your trust companies correctly. They can't put a fiction in prison, so they put you in there because you didn't do your job. You failed to perform the terms and conditions, or what's in the contract. When you say you understand. Warranted contracting officer, your name in a small case. And I'm going to bring this up too. I'm going to bring this up for you guys because I need y'all to see this. Stock warrant represents the right to purchase a company's stock at a specific price and at a specific date. A stock warrant is issued directly by a company to an investor. Do you understand your charge? You're the one that's telling them to take the lien off. You're creating all their money and all their assets for their debts and their occur. Why the hell can't you tell them what to do? They're leaning you, and all you got to do is tell them to release it. When you do the UCC-1, you can put yourself down as the pledger, and whoever you're appointing is the pledgee. The word pledge comes from the admiralty, maritime term, which is a bond. Whenever a guy that owns a vessel, if you go in the Title 18, Section 8, it says all citizens of the United States are vessels. That's a special maritime jurisdiction of the United States in maritime. Alright, in admiralty. Then they have the extended land jurisdiction under admiralty. Admiralty works on land just as on water if you have a maritime contract or maritime tort. This is called the locality test, or what they call nexus. That brings Article 2 contract. Where's the contract? Is the contract valid? No, because it's fraud, no disclosure. The law merchant. Swanson versus Fisher. Or Fitchburg, 243 Feds, SUP. It says the law merchant is harsh, but it merely enforces mutual agreements. Now next, Form 91. Release of personal property from escrow. How do you stop a mortgage foreclosure? People that are in prison are in escrow, waiting for settlement and closure. This is how you get settlement and closure, payment and closure. You want to close the account, release the bond, release of surety. You got the surety and the underwriter underwriting these bonds, so they're holding the lien on you. Put your court case or your prisoner number in there. Name of the financial institution isn't the prison. The prison is the financial institution. The clerk of the United States Court is the register in admiralty. This is how you become a secured party under revised Article 9505 of the UCC codes. A contract of bailment is any contract for the conveyance, delivery, or transfer of property. A bailer is a person that has goods and is going to deliver them to another person who is the bailee. What are goods? The goods are you. What is the court doing? It's the bailer, and it's delivering the goods to the warehouse in escrow, to put you in escrow. You got to understand a warrant also stands for like a warehouse. It's a warehouse receipt. And understand that. Co-signer means to transfer, deliver, or convey real property. Under 9-310 of the UCC, the filing of a financial statement is not necessarily to protect the security interest. Under 9-309 of the UCC, what is attached? When you have a contract attachment, this occurs. You are a party to a contract either as a seller or a buyer, but you don't have to do a financing statement if you have a contract. What's going on in the courtroom is that they're getting you the contract: offer, acceptance, consideration. 3 elements of a contract. If you give them your name, what should you say? Which one do you want? There, they are all in 9-505. Do you want the co-signing? The grantor, the bailor, the creditor, the debtor, he never gives them jurisdiction. He never gets in contempt because he never refuses to answer the question. I'll be happy to answer your question. Just tell me which one you want. If you don't tell me which one you want, how can I tell you which one I am? Judge asked him, where do you reside? I reside in my body. If you make a contract with the court, you got a secured interest already. UCC 9-305, law governing perfection and priority of security interest in investment property. You have the power to designate which jurisdiction it goes to. All these terms, the cosigning that you read in 9-505, are investment security terms, trust terms. You could substitute the word grantor or grantee, grantor trustee, grantor trustee. Those are the same terms. They just don't put them all in there. They all apply on the 9-505. Their terms other than a secured party and a debtor. An intermediary is a bank. An intermediary is a bank. It's defined in 8-102. Securities and intermediaries. The DTC is a security intermediary. It's a settlement and a security deposit. It's a warehouse for securities. If you're the owner of fact, why aren't you going after your securities? You're letting these people steal all your property. $100 trillion a month goes through there. The DTC, and you're financing the whole thing with your assets. They're signing your name to everything because you're not laying claim to it. Abandoned property. If you don't claim something, it's abandoned property. This is a free-for-all. Now, under GSA Standard Form 1416, the penal sum is if you fail to conform on the bond. That's why they bring a surety in, because the surety is liable for the principal. Anytime you have a bond, you have a surety and an underwriter. The surety is always in subrogation to the creditor. The guarantor is only in subrogation to the debtor. The surety is answerable to the creditor, and when the surety pays the debtor's debt, he assumes the right of a creditor. What you ought to do is just pay off property taxes. You subrogate to it. Now, the GSA Form 1416 is a payment bond for other than construction contracts. All the stuff I'm talking about is other than construction contracts. If you read the Reinsurance Miller Act, which is 273, 274, and 275, and those are the forms that they use in the district courts. You got to understand these are Miller Act bonds. You go to the bonds that are listed on the district court's website. This is under the Miller Act, which is at section 270, A through G. In Title 40, it's called the Miller Act. These are reinsurance agreements. And if you use the 273, 274 bond form, it's done under the Miller Act, which is Title 40, section 270, A through G. 2425 are GSA forms for a bid bond on construction contracts. That's how they build all these prisons and facilities. These contractors come in, they're called vendors. They come in and bid on it, and if they get for the bid bonds, so supposedly there's supposed to be all these companies, 550 listed reinsurers, or this is just sureties on the website. So, now check this out. Performance bonds for other than construction contracts. Call any broker and ask what is a bond. It's an IOU. A bookkeeping entry. That means it's either a credit or a debit. When they put down a credit, it's a liability. That means they have to put down on equal and opposite debit on the other side of the books to balance the books. Now look, on the form it asks for a corporation seal. Get a seal. Form a corporation, make an LLC, then you can do business with the DTC and the SEC, the Security and Exchange Commission. Use Form 10, then you can fill in your business address and use your LLC as the securities, as the grantor. Fill out your UCC1, make the LLC your grantee, and you're the grantor. Grant them all this thing and file this with the SEC. Register with the SEC. Once you register with the SEC, now you can go to the DTC and tell them how to direct traffic. Tell them what to do. You would make your LLC the principal. I hope that makes sense, and that's deep right there. It's $1 million worth of game right there. Once you register with the SEC, now you can go to the DTC and tell them how to direct traffic, tell them what to do, and you can make your LLC the principal. Legal name and business address, you can put your LLC, your straw man. Now, this is from Stop the Pirates right there, website, breaking it down. How to use he's talking about which bid bonds to use. Alright? Which ones the district courts use. It's all about the bonds. So right there it tells you district courts use 273, 274, and 275. Alright? But these are the bonds right here. The performance bonds 25. You got 24, 25, and 25A. Now it's all about the bid bonds. This breaks it down. Why? Read this stuff. It's important information. All about the bonds. Even how to look up your bond with Fidelity. Alright? Shows you. If you got a court case, it shows you how to look it up with Fidelity. Alright? And these are all a list of all the bonds right here that can be utilized when dealing in the court system. All off your signature and consent. It also breaks down in there about the 1099 OID in the case. Now, you can always rescind. You got to understand your rights. When you understand you're operating as a business, you start enforcing these codes, all right? And there's a warrant, and you're going after the bonds within this warrant. You got to remember what warrant means, all right? Quit being scared of the word. Remember what it means. So here's your civil warrant, all right? It's not criminal, it's civil. Then here is the Form 90 right here. Release a lien on the real property. Next, because you gotta always give cover letters to let them know what to do. Release a personal property from escrow. Next, Form 1414. Consent assurity. Breaks it down. You gotta have these on file. These are the GSA bonds. Okay. Next is the 1460. Payment bond for other than construction contracts. Next is the 1418. Performance bond for other than construction contracts. Template there right for you. You can just go to the GSA website and get them out. Bid bond right here. This is standard form 24. This is the actual bid bond. Next is the performance bond, standard form 25. Next is 25A, the payment bond. Next, Standard Form 28, Affidavit of Individual Surety. Now, GSA forms to settle many court cases. Court charges are all about bonds and accounting. Disclaimer: the provider of this material does not render legal or accounting advice, is not licensed to do so. Do your own homework and seek competent counsel where needed. For entertainment and self-study purposes only, all rights reserved. UCC 1-308. This is not legal advice. This is breaking down. You are the creditor, principal, beneficiary, owner, executor. Don't waive it, claim it, and use it and control it. Your all caps name is the straw man, aka an estate, the surety for the liability, the trustee, the defendant. This is your vessel or transmitting utility into commerce. The SSN is an account number used for contracts. Remember, crimes are all commercial. They issue a true bill. Why GSA? All criminal cases are bonded until you settle. Understand how important the social security number is to people that are just following me. Alright? This is why they're after this. The U.S. debt's at $21.8 trillion. Who owns it? The Social Security Trust Fund. What most people don't know is that the Social Security Trust Fund, also known as your retirement money, owns most of the national debt. Debt held by the public, 78%. Is managed by the Treasury through the Bureau of Public Debt. Public debt holds over $21 trillion. $21 trillion to the Social Security Trust. Okay? So this is why they need your Social Security number. I can't make this up. Look, I'm going to break this down even further. Your name is a sole proprietorship. A sole proprietorship, also known as a sole trader, individual entrepreneur. Proprietorship is a type of enterprise owned and run by one person, and where there is no legal distinction between the owner and the business entity. You are held liable if the business messes up. There is no limited liability. That's why you prop the sole of your foot on the birth certificate, okay? It's deep. Now, why GSA? All criminal cases are bonded until you settle it. Remember, a bond offer takes the place of the body as surety. Boom, release. The heart of this lies in 31 U.S.C. 3113, accepting gifts. And these are forms you could download. This is what I got for you, baby. This is it. $25 donation on the Cash App. This goes along with this book. I'll make sure you get both these books, okay? And this breaks it down. This breaks it down. Creditors and their bonds, all right? And make sure you get them both. Make sure you put your email in the memo box. Much peace and love. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, man. Let me know, man, how I'm doing, how I'm breaking it down in simplest terms, man. Secure party credit, commercial bonds, the commercial court process. It's a great read. You need to read it to understand it. This can get you out of anything. I got walking, breathing testimonials. People saying I got them out of prison. So I just want y'all to know what it is. Stay tuned. See what I got in store for you. Prosperity is your birthright, man. I'm about to have a bunch of people utilizing these processes right now. So stay tuned because I'm about to have these testimonials up for you, man. Much peace and love. Remember, prosperity is your birthright, man. Stay focused on the prize. Peace.